The signs of polio were detected as early as Egyptian civilization. Around 1916, New York polio epidemic grabbed world's attention for the first time. In 1952, Dr. Jonas Salk developed the first injectable polio vaccine. And in 1961, Dr. Albert Sabin developed an oral polio vaccine, which rapidly became the ammunition of choice in this war against polio. Meanwhile, in 1979, Rotary pledged to immunize 6 million children against polio in Philippines.
This was a monumental achievement for Rotary. The initial goal of supplying polio vaccine to every developing country that requested it for a 5-year period was achieved. To do that, Rotarians raised over $240 million, an amount unprecedented in Rotary's history. And that amount will grow to $250 million in US dollars in the next few years. The trustees of the Rotary Foundation, together with the RI Board of Directors, established the International Polio Plus Committee. The IPPC consists of members appointed by the chairman of the trustees, a member of the board of directors, and consultants from Rotary's polio eradication partners. Additional commitment was expressed by Rotary's 1995 Council on Legislation in Caracas, Venezuela. A resolution was passed to endorse and affirm that the eradication of polio by the year 2000, followed by its certification by the year 2005, is a goal of the highest order of Rotary International.
In 1985, India introduced oral polio vaccine into the Universal Immunization Program, which covered the entire country. Rotary initiated creating awareness for the polio program in India. In 1994, a pilot polio immunization activity was conducted in Delhi by the then government of Delhi, supported by Rotary International, targeting 1.4 million children under the age of 3 years. This was a huge success and witnessed participation from one and all. A meeting was called on Rotary's initiative to discuss the implementation of National Immunization Day for polio in 1995.
All the eyes world over are focused on this meeting today, because what you do today, what you decide today, what the action plan you adopt today will not only have a serious impact on the country, but indeed on the children of the world.
The remarkable success of Pulse Polio campaign in Delhi paved the way for the central government to plan one of its most ambitious public health drives. 9th December 1995 and 20th January 1996 were designated as National Immunization Days. For Rotarians, this was a challenge. For the nationwide Pulse Polio drive, Rotary International offered 50 million OPV doses worth around $5 million. In his message to the nation, Prime Minister P.V. Narasimha Rao particularly mentioned Rotary International as partner of the government in the implementation of the Pulse Polio strategy.
We cannot ask a question, are we going to do it? We've got to do it. After having invested our time, money, effort, everything, we cannot afford to fail.
Rotary's commitment to polio eradication began in 1987 when it contributed $20 million to the Indian government for the purchase of oral polio vaccine and for social mobilization. The institution of Child Protection Days was started in 1990. In 1993, Rotary began advocating the National Immunization Days, the first of which was held in 1995, reaching 93 million children. In 1996-97, a record number of 125 million children were given the OPV on one day.
भारत में अगर पोलियो उन्मूलन कार्यक्रम सफल होगा तो विश्व में इसके सफल होने की संभावना है।
Preparation began well in advance. The National Polio Plus Immunization Committee issued guidelines to coordinate activities of Rotarians at the club level. Various areas of Rotary support were identified. These included vaccine transportation and social mobilization for this national movement.
The biggest role which was played by our non-governmental organizations was the tremendous support which the Rotary International gave to us right from the beginning. And I would say that it has been a very, very inspiring example for most of us in government.
Polio is primarily an urban disease. We know that the last pockets of polio are going to be in urban slum areas.
There are some pockets in the city where 40 to 50% of the children only have been covered with polio vaccine.
As a token of appreciation for Rotary's involvement in the pulse polio immunization, the Rotary International President, Herbert Brown, visited India. He also presented the Rotary Award of Honor to the President, Dr. Shankar Dayal Sharma.
In 1997, WHO and Government of India together set up National Polio Surveillance Project.
In reference to polio eradication at the global level, India has a very important position, and the reason is because India has such a large number of children.
US President Bill Clinton, on his visit to Hyderabad, India, immunized children with polio vaccine.
India has collaborated in this effort with Rotary International, with the Gates Foundation, with UNICEF, the World Health Organization, and with the U.S. Agency for International Development, or AID.
हमारे मुल्क और ख़ास तौर पर हमारी कौम में पोलियो के केस ज़्यादा मिल रहे हैं। 10 दिसंबर 2000 और 21 जनवरी 2001 के दिन पल्स पोलियो मराकज़ पर सरकार ने मुख्तलिफ रज़ाकाराना तंजीमों जैसे रोटरी इंटरनेशनल की मदद से 5 साल से कम उम्र के बच्चों को दवा के कतरे पिलवाने का इंतजाम किया है।
Rotary volunteers went door to door, even to the urban red light areas, to ensure all children are covered. In the year 2002, Rotary International hosted Polio Summit in India to accelerate polio eradication.
By lighting the polio flame.
Problems we've had in Somalia, Southern Sudan, Angola, Afghanistan are some examples of places. There are not many more besides those, but those are ones that have been very tough.
The promise of a polio-free world, the promise that we've made, that Rotary's made to the world's children, is going to depend so much on our work here.
Further, in the year 2004, Rotary International hosted its successful Polio Summit, the second time.
May I request our Ambassador of Polio Eradication, Mr. Ashwar Rai, to say a few words.
Honorable dignitaries, respected Rotarians, members of the press, thank you very, very much for having invited me today.
Rotary's constant bridge-building efforts with the minority community paid off in 2007, and Rotary Muslim Ulema Committee was formed in Uttar Pradesh to garner support and leadership from the community towards polio eradication. Religious leaders answered the humanitarian call and welcomed this initiative in their community and established an example for the others. The corporate world also took a keen interest towards the cause.
On behalf of the Aditya Birla family and Rotary International, I very fondly welcome Mr. Bill Gates Sr., Mr. Bill Gates and Mrs. Blake. And this year alone, we in the Aditya Birla group have immunized over 5 million children.
It's a cause that amazing progress has been made on, but what we found is that it's a little more challenging than we expected. And this extra last measure of dedication is going to require some innovation. It's going to require overcoming that fatigue and really pushing forward.
It motivated people, mobilized the machinery and donated generously to the fund that addressed financial issues in eradicating polio.
मेरा सौभाग्य है कि मैं रोटेरियंस के बीच उपस्थित हूँ और स्वास्थ्य विकास में भाग ले रही हूँ।
Rotary encouraged contribution of outstanding leaders with its highest polio eradication recognition, the Polio Champion Award. It is Rotary International and its partners' unyielding dedication and hard work that this dream could come true. The volunteers that worked selflessly towards the cause contributed to this success in a huge way.
हमारे इस विशाल देश में भौगोलिक स्थितियां भी अलग-अलग तरह की हैं। इसलिए पोलियो टीकाकरण केंद्रों तक मौखिक पोलियो टीके के बॉक्स पहुंचाने के लिए ऊंटों से लेकर हेलीकॉप्टर तक का इस्तेमाल किया गया।
A massive media campaign was conceived to disseminate the information through various mediums into the nook and corner of the country to achieve greater penetration and effectiveness. Celebrities from all walks of life joined the fight against polio by motivating people and raising awareness about it.
शाहरुख खान के पास डेट्स ही डेट्स हैं, लेकिन सिर्फ अपने बच्चे के लिए। हम पल्स पोलियो के लिए गए थे। 10-15 मिनट का काम और उसके बाद फिर आराम ही आराम। एक पूरा दिन अपने बच्चे के साथ छुट्टी। लेकिन इस खिलवाड़ और छुट्टी से भी ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंट बात, और वो ये है कि पोलियो जैसी खतरनाक बीमारी की छुट्टी करनी है हमेशा के लिए। तो याद रखिए, राष्ट्रीय पोलियो रक्षा अभियान की अगली तारीख 21 नवंबर 1999।
हम भारतवासी किसी से हार नहीं मानते। हर दुश्मन को खदेड़ के रख देना हमें अच्छी तरह आता है। ये पोलियो जो है, ये भी हमारा दुश्मन है, जिसकी ये मजाल कि वो हम पर नहीं हमारे बच्चों पर वार करता है। वो हमारे बच्चों पर वार करे और हम हाथ पे हाथ धरे बैठे रह जाएं कि आओ भैया हमारे बच्चों की जिंदगी बर्बाद करो और चले जाओ, आवाज छोड़िए।
In 2012, Rotary International hosted an impressive polio summit jointly with the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, Government of India, to renew commitments and efforts to end polio. On 25th February 2012, during the summit, India was removed from the list of polio endemic countries by WHO.
It's a matter of satisfaction that we have completed 1 year without any single new case of polio being reported from anywhere in the country. This gives us hope that we can finally eradicate polio not only from India but from the face of the entire Mother Earth.
It's an honor for me to be here this morning as President of Rotary International at this polio summit to celebrate a year in India without a single case of polio.
It is my privilege to break to you an extremely happy and exciting news. The letter which I have just now received from Margaret Chan, that World Health Organization has taken India's name off the list of polio endemic countries.
Today we got this wonderful news from WHO that India is finally off the list of endemic countries, something that never made us very proud of ourselves, but today we can hold our head high and be extremely proud.
I must take this opportunity to compliment Rotary International, which played a key role in launching of the Global Polio Eradication Initiative and galvanizing massive private support for public health initiative.
I can tell you that this summit would not have been possible had it not been for not only the paper mention of the organization being held jointly with the Government of India. It is a matter of pride for us when we see Rotary emblem together with Ashoka's thumb.
Rotarian Deepak Kapoor, who has been chairman, India National Polio Plus Committee of Rotary International since 2001.
In 1979, Rotary undertook the immunization.
With Rukhsar Khatoon as the last case reported on 13th January 2011, India completed 3 years sans polio in January 2014. This was celebrated across the country with illumination of iconic buildings, on 11th February 2014, Government of India celebrated India's victory over polio at a historic event graced by the President of India, the Prime Minister of India and other dignitaries. On 27th March 2014, India was certified polio-free with Southeast Asia by WHO. Rotary International celebrates India's freedom from polio with Polio Free Conclave 2014. We are thankful to the chairman of the INPPC over the years who have helped create this everlasting polio-free legacy for India. And last but not the least, the populace of India who trusted people behind this cause, parents who brought their kids to the polio booths or opened the doors of their homes to the volunteers. Each one of them is behind this success. Every citizen of this country is the reason behind a polio-free India.